Well, hello, hello, hello. And I am back. I figured it out. And welcome to the podcast with me, your host tonight, Dina. And you will be journeying with me tonight, okay? So, if you do not know, then you already know. First, we're going to start off with the church announcements. So, if you have not subscribed to the podcast, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button that is located right there at the bottom. So you will also hit the notification button so that every time I go live, you will be notified, okay? So tonight, I will be your host all by myself because my girl Sean is out, but she will be back on next week, right? So I hopped on yesterday and gave you all an assignment. Now, I hope you did the assignment. I hope you listened to the video. Did you? Let's see. Let's continue on. Hi, Angela. Let me do my welcome. Welcome, Angela. How are you tonight? Thank you for joining me on the journey tonight. And tonight we will be journeying, talking about 5 keys to identifying your soulmate. Okay. So if you watched the video last night or today and did your homework assignment, put it in the chat. Let me know if you actually watched the video, if you had time to watch the video. So then I know if you didn't watch the video, then I gotta break it down for you, okay? Not a problem, because I know y'all got busy lives, but I did go back on myself today and watch the video again, okay? And it was still good. And it's been 6 years later, and I still watched it and it still was good, okay? So if you did not watch the video, I'm gonna give you just a tinge of it and how we're gonna break it down tonight, right? So Pastor Torrey Roberts, this was the time before him and Sarah got married. So I think they were engaged, and he came on and shared some very useful tools that he said that he wished somebody would have shared with him. Angela, you did not watch it? Oh, that's all right, Angela. I'm gonna break it down for you and I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna be looking for, okay? Don't worry about it. I got you. So when I first watched the video, I did tell y'all on yesterday I did not believe in soulmates because I felt like in my mind a soulmate was, you mean to tell me that God only made one person for everybody? I only get one person? I was like, nah, that can't be right. So my person could be all the way in Japan. I ain't going to Japan. So how is it going to work? So in my mind, even when I see soulmates and stuff like that, I'm like, nah, I don't believe in that. So I just go on about my business. And so apparently God must got the whiff that I didn't believe in that, okay? And so one Friday evening, one of my clients sent me this video. And she told me that God told her to send me this video. So I was like, oh, if God told her to send me this video, let me listen to this video. So to my surprise, when I first opened it up and it said that, I was like, soulmates? Let's see. So I watched the video on that Friday. And what was so crazy was I had did a new client hair that day. My first time ever meeting her, never heard of her name, nothing. One of my other clients recommended her, right? So after I did her, she asked me, she said, Miss Dana, do you desire to be married? And I looked, I'm like, why did the lady asking me this? I don't know her like that. And so I told her I did. And, she was telling me that her and her husband got married later on in life. I mean, her and her husband got married, but they had kids later on in life. But they still was able to enjoy life. And she was telling me that at that time, her kids were off in college. She said her husband was a pastor, and they still was able to enjoy life and have all these good vacations and raise their children, even though they were a little older. So I was sitting there like, I wonder why she telling me all this. Now, mind you, the lady didn't know if I had kids or anything. I don't know if she assumed because she ain't seen none running or whatever. So I just listened to her talk, and she kind of shared some more things with me that I put them in my notebook, but I don't really have them. I forget about 15 notebooks, so it's somewhere. So she shared that with me, and I was just like, okay. First I get the soulmate video, then I get this lady asking me about if I want to be married. Okay. So then I was like, So I just went on sleep. I didn't think nothing else about it until the next morning, Saturday morning, which was April the 4th at 5:07. Because I wrote the time and the date down. Okay. And the Lord told me to get up and watch the video again and to get my notebook and my pen and take notes. So that's what I did. So once I did that, now I got a whole new revelation, right? So we're just going to journey through what a soulmate is tonight. And I am going to give you the first key to identifying the soulmate, okay? So what Pastor Torre talked about was a soulmate. And he said that there was power and a blessing in a soulmate relationship, right? A soulmate is a person that God has chosen for you before the beginning of the world to complement you, not complete you, to complement you and to complete his purpose for your life. Okay? Let me read that again. He had that a soulmate is a person that God has chosen for you before the beginning of the world to complement you and to complete his purpose for you and to ensure the fullness of your potential being. So that got me start thinking, okay, so soulmate is not basically for me, it's for some work that the Lord wants us to do, right? So that's what I started getting out of it. And then he also talked about that there were two types of relationships and marriages. There's one that we put together, and there's one that God put together. We can just park there right there, okay? Because a lot of times, I'll even admit my own self. We try to take to God everything else. Well, Lord, we need you to help me with my business. I need you to help me with the kids. I need you to help me with this, that, and the other. But how often is it that we ask God about the person that he has for us? Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever said and thought about, Well, let me tell you, I have. It's been recently. And I was like, you know what, Lord? I'm tired of picking for myself. I want you to pick. I ain't picking no more. And so when I realized that God wants to be a continued part of our journey, whether it's relationships, marriage, business, or whatever, he wants to be included in everything that we do. Everything. And especially relationships, okay? And when God joins two people together, it is for a purpose, right? Did you know that? And it says love doesn't lead you, a revelation leads you. So I feel like when God sends the person that you've asked him to send, then it is for a way, it's way bigger than just y'all two together, right? Yeah, I didn't think so at first either. I thought, marriage was, we finna have somebody to pay these bills with, we finna travel with, we finna do all these good and fun things. And God said, no, that's a benefit to marriage, but that's not solely what marriage is. Marriage is two people coming together for one purpose. Now, that depends on what your purpose is, right? Because you have a purpose, they have a purpose, and then when y'all come together, God brings y'all for a greater purpose, right? So that's what I have learned, just even from the tip of what a soulmate was. So I never looked at it that way. Like I said, because I've always seen a soulmate as just like, oh, one person in the world, and that's not what God intended it to be, right? So a soulmate has a purpose. It's kingdom. It's about kingdom work. And it's going to be different for everybody, depending on what your assignment is and what your purpose is, right? So that's when you have to make sure you have a relationship with God. And guess what? If you ask God, He sure will tell you. He sure will send them. Might not be in your time, but He will send them and He will lead you to and through all things, right? So, in identifying, He gave the 5 keys to identifying your soulmate. And now the first key is not going to be a key just by itself. It's going to have to be attached to something else, because you can have this with a lot of people, right? So the first key that he gave was chemistry. So when he broke down chemistry, he was like, chemistry is you got a connection with somebody and something is going on. You feel a little something, but you don't really know what it is. That's chemistry, man. It's like, I don't know, it's something about them. But I ain't talking about, when people say they get butterflies and they just see the stars and the moons. No, it's not that type of feeling, right? It's a feeling of, I feel like, hmm, something is kind of going on here. I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's like I know you from somewhere, but I know I've never met you. But it's something about you that kind of draws me in, but I don't really know what that is. It's like a chemistry. So that is the first key to identifying your soulmate. It's like y'all got something, but you don't really know what it is. So should we explore this? Should we see what it is? Because it's 5 keys. But just this first one, you cannot have that one by yourself. Because guess what? You can have chemistry with 5 different people, okay? But that don't mean all 5 of them are your soulmate, do it? No, it do not. So we're going to hold that one, because what we're going to do is we're going to come back on the second one. Yeah, y'all thought I was going to give y'all all 5 tonight? No, I'm not. I'm going to give y'all the first one. And I gave y'all the definition of what he thought a soulmate was, and he gave me a different revelation of it. So what do y'all think? Angela, what do you believe in soulmates? Have you ever thought about it? You ever pondered on it? You think you might have ran into them, and you know how we can run the good one off because oh no, I ain't really feel nothing. You felt something, but it was the wrong something that you thought you was feeling. You want to feel the butterflies, but it wasn't the butterflies, but it was something else moving. Okay. So, but we do know that your soulmate is for a higher purpose other than yourself and just having a good time, a good life, right? It's for a purpose. It's for y'all to come together to do something that's way bigger than yourselves, right? So, I don't know about y'all, but my revelation has changed on the soulmate. So now I feel like there is a soulmate out there for me. There is somebody out there that God has assigned for us to bring our purposes together and work together for a bigger purpose, right? And it looks different for everyone. So Angela says she do believe in soulmates. Okay, Angela, I'm glad you believe, because I didn't believe at first, girl. I was like, nah, Lord, I don't believe in that. But I am learning on this journey that I have been in that, yeah, what I thought about marriage is not what marriage was, okay? And I have been on this journey, I feel like, of learning what marriage really is, meaning kingdom wise, for at least the last 3-4 years, okay? And so when I began this journey, I'm gonna be a little transparent with y'all. I always put y'all in my business just a little bit. And I felt like, I think my journey started like in 2023, beginning of the year. And I felt like that I was ready to be married, in the sense of I was ready by the world standards, meaning, I had my own houses, I had my own cars, I done ran businesses, open businesses, I done traveled, I done did all that good fun stuff, as the world say that, we've gotten out of the way before we get married. But God said, not so. He was like, being married, you have the worldly definition done, but not the kingdom definition, right? And so for me, the kingdom definition was learning to extend grace to somebody. Their love is patience, fruits of the spirit. Like this is a whole different person that you're having to learn. You're going to have to learn how to live with and to be one unit, right? Oh my God. Like what? It ain't no just walking away when you're mad and all that fun stuff that you see on TV that's not real. Yeah, no, it's not that. It is for way bigger than what you see. And God said, okay, so you ready to be married on this side, but let me take you through this journey. And let me tell y'all, it has been a journey. But it's been a good journey because I have learned so much, and I always want to make sure that I'm in God's will and that I go according to God's plan. So it has not been easy, but it definitely has been worth it because I have learned so much. And on this journey that I have been on, I've been able to share so many things with so many different people. I feel like I have always been the poster child for single women. I've been rah-rah for y'all. It's like they just draw to me. But it's okay because I do understand that it is bigger than me, right? So when you learn something, I feel like it is your duty to go back and to share that with somebody else. So which is how we got to the podcast, right? So let's see. Angela says we just have to find the one that sparks that chemistry. Right. To a certain extent, Angela. Because like I said, chemistry was the first key to identifying. Now you got another key, but we're gonna talk about that key tomorrow. But with the first key, you gotta have the first one and the next one. You can't just have the chemistry because we can have chemistry with a lot of people, but you don't want to be married. So how that's gonna work? We got chemistry, but you don't desire to be married, and I desire to be married. So just because we got chemistry don't mean that you are my soulmate, okay? So, but hey, that's what learning is all about, right? So when we get to the next one, you will really understand what it is. Angela says it is like going through a field of many flowers until you find the flower meant for you. Now, Angela, I am going to agree and disagree because all the reason why I say that is because if God has a certain person for us, I don't feel like, then it's just my perspective, that it will take me a lot of, now he ain't the one, 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 when when I ask God to send the one. So I feel like when God sends the one, he's not going to send you no whole bunch of flowers to pick from because he ain't sent all them flowers. But that goes back to when we pick and when God pick. So we pick, yeah, we're going to pick through a whole lot of fields of flowers because now we don't like this about this one. We don't like this one about this one. But when God sends, I feel like when God sends the one, it's going to be different. I can't really describe what it is, but I feel like it's just something different than what you have been used to. And you will know like it's something different about this person or this situation, especially when we pray and ask God to send them. Because now they do send counterfeits, but you gotta have an ear to hear and you gotta have eyes to see, right? So that's why you need discernment. And let's see what Angela said. Angela says chemistry consists of many components. Yes, it does, Angela, because chemistry for me might be something about the way he it's like something about him, like it's like a little mystery or something. He ain't saying much. He just looked. And then it's like the spirit's kind of like, what is going on? And ain't nobody that said nothing. But you get like some kind of looks. We're like, no, wait a minute. So I do agree with you. It does have many components. And as they always say, you see with your eyes first. So first it's always attraction. Because if they ain't attracted to you, baby, you ain't gonna be thinking about no chemistry. And I ain't saying they gotta be drop dead gorgeous fine. I'm saying to you, everybody have what they like, what attracts them. Because I'm just gonna tell y'all a little bit more of my business, because I like light skinned versus dark skinned, right? So if I see light skin, I'm gonna turn my head and look quicker than if I seen dark skin. I know, just shoot me. Everybody like I ain't mean that. Don't shoot me. I ain't mean that. Strike that. Everybody have their preferences. I'm just saying what turns my head to make me have a little more chemistry than normal is that. So you are right. It does have a lot of components that you have to put together. And Angela, you said you don't pick all the flowers, yours is amongst them. That is true. And I feel like you really have to be in alignment with yourself to know what it is that you want. And I feel like sometimes a lot of people play games and entertain people that they know are not for them. And I think he said, no, I think I was listening to another pastor and he was talking about how when you meet the one, you know that that's the one. But when you meet somebody, if they ain't the one, you don't know. No, hold on, let me change it around. That's wrong. He said, you may meet somebody and you may think they the one, but you ain't really sure. But if you meet somebody else and you know they ain't the one, now the other one you might be sure, but you know what ain't for you versus something that may be for you, but you got to test it out a little bit more to see if this for me or not. But I think we should stop, what I'm saying, wasting time, my perspective, especially when you are desiring to be married, preparing to be married. Don't waste your time dating a whole lot of people. I know they say you got to date around to find the right one. Me personally, I don't feel that's true. I feel like at that first date whether this gonna go anywhere or not. I'm just sorry. I don't have time to play games. And I'm telling y'all another one about secrets of my business. You know how they say, well, I'm just going out to get a free meal. If he treating, I'm eating. Yeah, that used to be me. I don't do that no more. I don't care nothing about you treating. I don't care nothing about you buying no food. I got my own food in the refrigerator. I'm a cook. I go out to eat. That's just a waste of time. And I feel like people need to stop wasting people's time when they know that it's not the one or that ain't it. You ain't got to spend no 5 and 6 dates or no months or talking to somebody, within their first day, especially when you got a relationship with God, because He'll give you some inklings. And like you said, Angela, some red flags. Be like, nah, this ain't it. It ain't no need for us to go no further. You know what? It was nice meeting you, but you can even tell like that first conversation of you meeting them if this going anywhere or not. No, I'm sorry. It was nice to meet you, but no, this not it. And go on about your business. That is not your soulmate, okay? You will know your soulmate. And as we get into how you will know, y'all gonna be like, okay. So if you didn't watch the video, you don't know. I ain't talking about you, Andy. I'm just saying. Well, if you watch the video, you'll understand what it is that adds all the identifying together, right? It pulls it all together because you had the first thing is always attraction. It's always the first one in the chemistry. Okay, we vibing together. But why do you have the chemistry? It could be because y'all like some of the same stuff. Or y'all could have some of the same traumas that y'all bond over. Still could have unhealed stuff that you identify with, different kinds of things. It's a lot. But chemistry is one of them. And it's the very first one. And I'm not going to tell you about the one for tomorrow because I don't want to get into it because y'all know I've been talking too much, right? So just to go back about what a soulmate is, it's a blessing in the soulmate relationship, right? Because that means that is somebody that God has took time to craft, you for them and them for you. And I'm not saying it's going to be all perfect. I'm not going to even say that it may happen at that time. because y'all still may meet and come together. But guess what? God still may have work to do between one or the other or both. So just because he presents them, you have that chemistry, don't mean it's time. Okay? So that is all I have for tonight. Why, Angela, you're sending me those eyeballs. I don't know what that would mean. But I hope that you have enjoyed me tonight. As I let you know what a soulmate is. So, are you prepared and ready for your soulmate? If you are not, get ready. If that is what you desire, get ready. Because God is doing it quickly. Okay. So you want to be prepared, and as they say, stay ready. So you won't have to get ready. Okay. So thank you for joining tonight. And if you know someone that is single and desires to be married, send them this video so they can go ahead and watch, okay? So they can know what a soulmate is, so they can get into what we're getting into tonight and for this week. So tomorrow I will be back on live at 7, and I will be giving the second key to identifying your soulmate, okay? Because we have 5. So I will give you the second one on tomorrow. Maybe live, maybe a video. We'll see what we got going on. Okay. So thank you for joining my live. I hope you have enjoyed tonight. I've enjoyed you, Angela. Thank you so much for coming back with me. And if you have time tonight, you still have time. Angela, somebody said send this to my soulmate. Angela, you got a soulmate you've been holding out? You better send it to your soulmate, Angela. Don't miss your blessing now. You know, I do your wedding for you. I got you. So, Angela, you still have time tonight to go back online and to watch the video, okay? So, if you don't have anything else, that's all I got for you tonight. But make sure that you get your eyes open and looking. I ain't say you're looking for him. I'm just saying you're looking. Because you ain't supposed to look. He's supposed to look for you. Hold on, let me tell y'all this right quick. And I'm going to let y'all go for real. Angela says he after somewhere. He is after Angela. If that is what you desire, all thing I do is tell the Lord what you desire, what you want. He got you. So let me tell y'all this. Y'all know I might be a little slow, but I'm going to tell y'all this one more thing of my business. I'm going to tell y'all, right? So the scripture says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtains favor, right? I always thought that means the man go out looking for the wife every day. He out looking, like where my wife at, where she at. That is not what that means. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. You mean to tell me that's not what that means? That is not what that means, y'all. So what I learned what that means is that when a man finds a wife, it is that God presents the woman to him. And it is up to him to pursue that woman to see if that is his wife. I did not know that. I thought he actually go out hunting every day, looking for his wife. But that is not what this scripture said. That is not what they said. They said when you are ready and they are ready, the Lord will present you to him. It don't matter where you at. You can be at the grocery store. You can be in the office. You can be at church. You can be at the park. And God put you in the same place as the soulmate that he has for you. Ain't that something? And the man's supposed to find a wife. So it's up to him to pursue and to see if you their wife or not. That's all I got for y'all. Now, I ain't telling y'all no more of my business. I told y'all too much. Y'all think I'm a little... Listen, I've been learning on this journey, okay? I have been learning, and y'all gonna learn with me, okay? So thank y'all for learning with me. Thank y'all for being open and having an open mindset because, listen, my mind has been blown, okay? So, y'all got time to go on over and watch that video tonight. Until tomorrow night for our second part of 5 keys to identifying your soulmate. I'll see you then. Good night and good day. Okay.